Hi everyone, Soul17 here. Let me get through this like usual. I do not own the pictures and this is not a paid video, right? Okay. So, I know it's been like 9 days. Schoolwork has been a pain in my butt. But, hey, it is currently Monday morning at 3:56 a.m. and I'm making this what if. I literally read the chapter, only one chapter, technically two. But since Percy didn't, fight Echina, you know, I don't really have to go over that. It's basically I may have to pause just so I can read the story a bit and then, go into it. But I'm gonna be diverting a lot of this. Like, it's just gonna be basically Naruto's not gonna find out about some stuff, but, someone's gonna join. Now then. By someone's gonna join, yeah, I'm kind of bringing in something. Anyways, let us start this what if, and let me just it's actually on medium setting, so we're good. Okay, so anyways, let's just start this. Oh, wait, before we start, I have made some new thumbnails of future what ifs that I may make, in the future, or I'll just make part 1, and then I'll just go back to make my old videos. But just know, school has been a pain in the butt, basically schoolwork, so I may have to, do my schoolwork and then make my videos during the night, but if I get tired, I'm just like, I can't make them. So, I'm sorry about that, everyone. Anyways, let's just get into this. This is what not what Deku. What if Naruto was a son? What if Naruto became a son of chaos? Part, well, whatever. Probably 5 by now. Alright, so what happens is very simple. After Naruto basically technically killed the mother of all monsters, he basically came with. Hold up. Alright, so as I was saying, Naruto defeated Echina, and he basically made a freaking hole into the building that everyone basically was visiting, and he basically appeared right behind everyone. And so they went back onto the train. Now then, on the train when they're gonna go to, I actually think on the they go back onto the train, and well. First things first. Grover and Annabeth and Percy are looking at Naruto, who's just sitting there, basically. And, well, he's just looking at them. He's like, what? I mean, what? Basically, Annabeth goes like, Naruto, so, let me guess. You faced the mother of all monsters, and you killed a chimera? Oh yeah, I had to double check that real quick. Yeah, it was a chimera. You killed a chimera, took its parts that were left afterwards, and then just decided to take on the mother of all monsters by yourself. And then basically, Percy says, and you're somehow made a spear from these chakra rods. Use elementals and attack, and well, and then basically Grover just says, and made a freaking tornado, I killed her, and you got a new sword. He goes, yep. I called this sword Switch, but to be fair, simple names are basically simple better. Which basically, and it goes like, okay, what's the most simple name you can ever name that sword? Simple. The Sword of Monsters. As basically Grover just blinks. Percy just has his mouth open, trying to think of a better name, but then stops. And then eventually goes like, okay, you know what? Never mind. He goes, yeah, so how much time do we have to get to Denver? And she's like, maybe a couple hours, a day or so. He's like, cool. I'm gonna take a nap. See ya. And basically, all of a sudden, Naruto just leans against the wall, closes his eyes, and he's already asleep. Meanwhile, Naruto's mindscape, which Kurama's just like looking at Naruto. He's like, kid. He's like, yeah, Kurama. He's like, you know that sword could probably absorb my chakra since I am technically a monster. Where he goes, true. We'll have to test it out someday. But right now, we have to try and figure out what I can use with this sword. It's a good thing it comes in with me to the mindscape. Which, basically, Kurama nods and Shimigami's just looking at it. He's like, to be fair, how is that even possible? Which, Naruto goes like, you tell me. Greek mythology and, well, these, weapons or items I get from killing the beast really, technically, don't even make sense to me after a year of this. So, hey, how much want to bet Athena is really freaking out now? Because she technically, in a sense, made sure I got a very powerful weapon on my side. Which Kurama and Shimigami have a, grin on their face, which they go like, oh, we already have a feeling she is. Okay, so, when Naruto did fall asleep, Anne was just like, I can't believe him. First she goes like, to be fair, he has a point. I'm tired. It's been a long day just after hearing his story, which Grover just agrees. Which Annabeth just goes like, fine. So they decide to take a nap. Meanwhile, though I'm not to Olympus, Athena is scared. She did not know the boy could actually kill, essentially, not permanently, the mother of all monsters and, well, a chimera, in which she's literally pacing back and forth. And, well, now, we do have, well, basically, Hestia and Aphrodite walking in. Because Hestia basically heard Athena just scream, yelling to her basically about how stupid she was. First time ever she made a mistake that actually could cost, well, her life. And basically she basically said about her arrogance letting to get the better of her. Which basically Athena, was actually saying that, so Aphrodite basically was just following, well, Hestia. In which Hestia comes in, she's like, Athena, you okay? And she goes, no, I am not okay. I am not okay. The boy has a weapon. Which, basically, Aphrodite was like, a boy? I didn't know you were into, well, anyone, actually. Which basically Athena just, well, looks at Aphrodite. She was like, not in that way. I mean, I may or may not have said the mother of all monsters to go after Naruto Uzumaki. In which, basically, Aphrodite was in mid-moment about to say a sentence, but then all of a sudden she has a blank look on her face. And before Aphrodite could even say anything, Hestia goes like, you did what now? She goes, okay, I know, I might have messed up big time. She basically, and all of a sudden, Aphrodite just walks up very calmly to her, and she goes, is he dead? And she goes, no, he's not. Somehow. That's the thing. He killed a chimera with some type of lightning in his hand, and then he did something else, basically attaching these rods together and making a spear with the elements around it, and basically killed her, and he got a weapon that can turn into other monsters. Which Aphrodite just smiles and she goes, good. At least he can get stronger now, and she just walks away. And which, basically Hestia just looking at Aphrodite and looks at Athena, and she goes like, okay, so we don't know his abilities, and we know he's the son of chaos. He is technically a god who is, well, on the well, technically he's young, so he's on the level of God, and he actually will have the power of a Titan. Do you really want to mess with him? And where she goes, I thought Mike was like, you let your arrogance. Yes, I heard of that, but still, you are the smartest. Well, you are basically one of the smartest people I know, and yet you did something so stupid. You know what? I bet you're just gonna keep an eye on him and make sure nothing happens. And hopefully Chaos does not want you dead. In which a note just appears in, well, basically in front of Athena's feet. And she sees it. She basically picks it up and opens it. She goes like, you're lucky my son got something, well, basically strong to help him. Basically, you gave him a strong weapon. And besides, my son could never basically be killed by someone like her. So, either way, it was highly amusing. Still, don't do that again. As basically the note just burns. Which, not hair, I mean. Sorry. Like I did say, it's 4:08 right now, so. Hestia basically just goes like, see? You're lucky you're not dead. And basically Hestia walks away. Now then, Athena sitting in a chair contemplating on everything. And she's basically thinking, wait, he's with my daughter, and Poseidon's kid's with my daughter. She basically starts to like think of different scenarios, even about like her daughter could be fall in love with Percy or Naruto, and she doesn't know what's worse. Fall in love with her basically rival slash enemies, son, or dating someone that she basically had someone sent out to kill, and yeah, I mean she doesn't know which one would be worse. She'd rather take Percy than Naruto then. I don't really know. I mean, I'm just doing something. Anyways, so while Naruto, Annabeth, Percy, and Grover are basically on the way to Denver, we saw her in Mount Olympus as Aphrodite is walking back to her place, as she's still trying to find information on Naruto. She literally has stacks of paper everywhere. It is funny to some people who actually count in because they never see. Like, okay, if you can imagine Aphrodite's place right now, you can see she has a bulletin board, a picture of Naruto, and multiple freaking information on him that she knows. Basically wires from basically one picture, with a pushpin, I guess. Yeah, pushpin basically, and there's something wrapped around that, and then it goes forward to another thing wrapped around that, then it just goes on and on and on. And it's just like, and that's the mission. She doesn't know anything. Like, she's basically trying to figure him out, and everyone sees that as kind of shocked, amazed, and weirdly horrified by it. But anyways, though, we do have Aphrodite basically walk back to her place, and, well, all of a sudden, Ares comes up, from a corner, and he's like, oh, Aphrodite, just who I was looking for. I have a question to ask you. Do you want to go out on a date with me? And she was like, Ares. What did I say? She's like, come on, we haven't been on a date in a while. Besides, you've been avoiding me, so I thought about taking you to somewhere seclusive and private. She basically just thinks about it, and she was like, alright then, what place? He basically just smiles and says, alright then, so meet me at this place. He gives her the location and such. She basically agrees. After he leaves, she basically teleports back to her place. Well, and then inside of it, then teleports to Hephaestus' forge. As well. What happens is simple. when Hephaestus sees her, teleport in, he's like, Aphrodite, this is, what do you need from me? She goes straight to the point. Alright then, here, I need your help with something. I want to, well, have Ares be taught a lesson. Not really more like taught a lesson, more like, I just want to humiliate him right now. Which, he raises up an eyebrow, he's like, huh? He's like, look, can you basically send anything automaton, spider-like, basically making a trap for him? You have free range to do whatever you want. Heck, you can even broadcast it to Olympus. And he's like, okay, what's the catch? She goes, nothing really. Why? She basically goes like, okay, what did he do to make you somewhat mad at him? She goes, well, remember how I said I'm not, really interested in him no more? And, I kind of have been avoiding him? He's not getting the hint. So he just annoyed me. Which she goes, I gotcha. I understand. I will basically do this for free. I won't need nothing payment. She goes, really? Thanks. Seriously, you're not questioning me why I basically even agreed to it? Which she just looks at her like, you basically came over and asked me just to pull a trap on him. Do you really think I really care? She goes, no. Well, are we allowed to leave Olympus? She basically, Festus just looks at her, blinks, goes, yes, and I guess we just, have to do our jobs, and we have to be back before the the summer solstice. I think it was summer or winter solstice. Whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna double check that then. Alright then. She goes, well, okay. Thank you for telling me, Hephaestus. I'll be seeing you around. In which he just sighs and be like, Aphrodite, whatever you do, don't get in trouble and don't get caught and hide your power. She goes, I will. Bye. And basically she just, disappears. And so Hephaestus just sighs and be like, can't believe I, married her. If she basically showed this much interest in getting payback like this, then, might have worked. And basically just starts back hammering what he was working on. He already has what he needs. He already has a plan. And so, life is simple. Aphrodite basically is devising a plan, and she basically gets a golden coin, and, basically asks with, nah. She basically would keep an eye on Naruto and basically his group, because she's gonna join the party, basically. Because that's why she's smiling. So, while she's getting ready, Naruto and Naruto, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover arrive in Denver. And, Naruto stretching, and he goes, okay, everyone, you guys can do whatever you want. I'm gonna go do something. Which they just look at him. He's like, huh? He's like, what? They just literally just look at me like, are we not gonna stay together? He's like, look, I'm gonna try to find a place for food and maybe get some money. We're kind of running low on funds. In which everybody goes like, how are you gonna do it? How are you gonna get money? It's like, I'm a ninja. We don't play fair, and, you can figure out the rest. As Naruto basically just walks off. What happens with Annabeth, Grover, and Percy basically contacting Chiron, talking to Luke, and everything will happen. Meanwhile, at Naruto, he's just walking along a path. Just some random street, passing some people, pickpocketing them, taking the money, very quickly without them ever knowing. By the time he's basically gets away from the people and into an alleyway, he already has about maybe $400, not 400, like. Oh, by the way, don't ever do that. It's not good. It's just Naruto just doing it because he's a ninja. He can. But anyways, he basically makes around already 150. He was like, huh. I mean, their wallets are empty now. Funny enough for me. So, I'm gonna probably need to take a couple more. They're 250. Maybe even $300 from people. This is gonna be a long day. So, Naruto basically goes out that alleyway and he goes back to doing what he was doing. Now, though, he basically, after he gets that much money, about $550, he basically finds Percy's, Annabeth's, and, well, Grover's chakra signature and, well, energy signature, and body flickers over to them. But he doesn't get there per se. He basically lands basically 2 buildings away as he's walking towards this, as he thinks, a self-clean car wash. Wow, that's that's weird. Why would they ever want to do it? Oh, yeah, I remember now. Alright, so when basically Naruto is walking over, I see some guys who are getting up, and he sees a girl walking to the car wash, the self-clean car wash. As one of the guys is like, what hit me? Which another guy's like, I don't know, I think it was like a 12-year-old kid. She hits like a, she hits like a boy. What the heck? And Minoru was like, a boy? You mean she hits like a truck? And what happened to the other guy? In which it was like, I don't. Wait. Dude, look. And basically they just see about 14-year-old girl walking to basically, I'm going to just say this: blonde hair, green eyes. Basically looks like a popular girl from, a high school. 14, well, middle school slash about to go into high school age level. So he's like, maybe today's not gonna suck so bad, guys. As one was like, dude, let's just get out of here. I don't want to be here any longer. One of them would just get in the car. The other one was like, nah. I'm gonna go, see if she wants to hit the ride with us. Which basically the guy goes and such. And this basically girl's just walking to there. She's basically thinking, okay, so they're there, but just randomly, as in he basically, well, basically the guy that was walking over to her, she was, hey, girl, what's your name? She basically just looks at him and she goes like to herself, oh great. Naruto basically seeing this, he's like, worst pickup line ever. Just ignore her. I have a quest too. As she goes, I'm not in the mood to talk to you. She goes, come on, don't be that way. He's like, come on, me and my buddies want to hang out with you. Don't you need a ride anywhere? Why are you coming to the self-clean car wash? But she goes, it's none of your business. And basically the guy's just like getting a little irritated, but he's like, come on, it'll be fun. I mean, you don't have anything to do today, right? And Naruto just sighs and be like, some guys just don't take the hint. So Naruto walks over and he just says, hey, buddy, she's not interested in flirting with you, right? And you're lousy on pickup lines. Seriously. I mean, I'm not good with them either, but still. At least I have the decency to not bug a girl. Which, the guy that's just there, and the guy basically that was at the car waiting, the guy at the car was waiting, just like coming over, he's like, hey, get out of here. He's like, nah. So here's the thing. You and your buddy are going to leave without her. And I may not break one of your arms and take your cash. So, you know, you about maybe 3 minutes or well 5 seconds. As the guy that was coming from the car was like, "Hey, leave my guy alone." And besides, it's none of your business. As when he tries to touch Naruto's shoulder, Naruto just immediately grabs him and throws him over his shoulder, and it basically hits the guy as this random girl basically gets out of the way. As Naruto just sighs, he looks over to the car. The guy in the car just look at him and just nods no. He just shrugs. So both of the guys get up, and Naruto just cracks his knuckles. He's like, I'm just gonna end this in a flash. As he basically just disappear with a blinding speed, and they, are knocked on the ground. And, he just stops right next to the girl. He's like, sorry about that. Anyways, mind not telling anyone about what I just did? Which he goes like, he goes, oh yeah, I forgot. No one's used to the speed. It's, you're just hallucinating. I just move at normal speed. See ya. And basically Naruto's walking away, as Annabeth, Grover, and Percy coming out, and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And basically the girl goes like, they just hear the voice of this random girl go like, "Oh my god, that was so awesome!" As she just runs in over and just basically tackles Naruto from behind, hugging him. He's like, "Okay, you gotta tell me how you did that." Which Percy, like if you didn't hear me when I said, basically she says, like, "Oh my god, that was so awesome." She runs by. She runs to Naruto, hugging him from behind, and says, "You have to tell me how you did that." Basically, as Percy was like, "Naruto, who is she?" He's like, "I don't know. Just some random guys were, a random guy was flirting with her, and I knocked them out." Well, technically, one of the guys were basically gonna grab my shoulder, and I threw him over, and they hit each other, and I didn't want to I wasn't in the mood to fight some weakling, so I basically just knocked them out. Just a normal day for me. In which Eva just sighs, we're like, great. In which, all of a sudden they hear let's just say, a weird caw sound, like a bird noise. But when they look up, they see maybe. I'm just gonna make something up. Some weird monster that I would think. Since there's hellhounds, let's say there's like a hell bird, like a hell raven or something, as well. And it goes like, oh crap. Which, this random girl goes like, you guys see that too, right? As they just look at her, they're blinking. Which Nora was like, I think we need to bring her. Which, Annabeth goes like, I can't argue with that, come on. I basically just leave. And, when they get to a random, hold up, let me just double check. Alright, so, basically they get to the diner, they would get in the story, as basically Naruto sitting next to the girl, Percy, Annabeth, and, Grover are on the other side, and Naruto was like, okay, whew, I don't know what that bird was, but I think we lost it. Which, Annabeth, like, I don't know what that was. Basically, Percy goes like, it looks like the bird was on fire, but it's not a phoenix, so, but it looked like a raven. Which Grogu was like, maybe it's a hell raven. I mean, it looked like it was some type of, I don't know, hellhound. Which Evan was like, how would that even be possible? But he was like, I don't know. But look, it looked like a hellhound the way hellhounds do, but it was a bird, so, basically a raven. How am I supposed to know? Maybe it's just exclusive to basically the underworld and somehow escaped? I don't really know. Which Norman was like, well, who cares? And you forgot who we have a unknown passenger with us. In which basically Amber goes like, yeah, forgot. So she was like, the underworld? You mean like that place from Greek mythology? which Percy's just like, which Naruto's decided, like, okay, to be fair, we don't know how she even sees it, but, anyways, what's your name? Basically, she goes, Becky? In which Naruto was like, you don't remember your own name? She was, I have amnesia. In which Naruto was like, amnesia what? Which, and because amnesia, she basically forgot, she has basically memory loss. So, she has lost some part of her memory, and it looks like she forgot her name. In which she was, yep, I go by Becky some days, another day Amy, another day Susie, another day um, Celine. It's random names I could think of. In which goes like, sorry to hear about that though. She goes, it's no problem. Anyways, what's your guys' names? Percy introduced himself, Annabeth introduced himself, Grover introduced himself, and then Naruto goes like, the name's Naruto Uzumaki. Nice to meet you. He goes, well, nice to meet all of you. So, what are we doing here? Which Naruto goes, well, we came here to escape whatever that was, and, well, we're, gonna grab a bite to eat. Well, before, anything could happen, they talking about the waitress comes up, and they ask if you guys are gonna order. Percy is about to answer, about to say something, and Naruto says, yeah, we'll like to order. Before anything, Naruto gets this weird feeling, the sense of death in the air, as it's basically coming closer and faster to them. As he basically sees Becky just looking at the window and, kind of shocked but worried. So she goes like, guys, I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. So she leaves. Now, Naruto, he basically is curious about this, but he's not gonna do anything. So until he basically sees the actual motorcycle with this weird dude, coming off of it, he's like, he really realized what it is, well, who it is. He's like, guys, can you guys order for me? I'll be right back. So he basically walks, away, and he's gonna go to the bathroom. But, actually, Naruto, does basically sneak out of the, bathroom and turn into a henge of a, let's just say this, a little fox. Which he's like, okay, mission time. As he just, starts going across. As what's happened in the diner is happening, he basically goes to the bike. And he basically looks through what, I would say there's a sidecar. So he goes through the sidecar, and what he finds is very interesting. If he finds a hat, but it was from the sense of death on it, like Hades and the Shinigami. So he knows this, and he's thinking, how does Ares even have this? No matter. I have to tell Hades as soon as I can. What else is here? Nothing really interesting. Ooh. Is this really a pocket knife? Wait, no. No, wait. This is actually a regular knife. Combat knife? I'll just have someone Hephaestus forge, or Hephaestus cabin make me one from the parts I got from the Chimera. Hey, I should actually have them make a bow staff. That'll be actually pretty cool. As basically Naruto basically gets out of the, sidecar, gets out and, basically gets back into the bathroom. So, when Naruto gets back, basically, to them, he will unhenge and he gets back, Becky gets back, Ares is gone. The food is already there, basically. And, basically Percy says, I lost my appetite, which he goes like, why? He goes, well, he goes, you know what? I'll just eat. And basically, Naruto just eating. He's like, come on, we haven't eaten anything. Which they basically do eat, unfortunately, even though they lost their appetite. And after they eat, basically Becky, they came back, and, well, let's just say this. They, since basically she can see, basically, you know, monsters and such, they decided to bring her, because, well, until they could find a Saturn or something. So, they do find out that Becky actually, on the way to their location that Ares told them, basically retrieving an item for, the girlfriend. Basically, his date, he left because of his date was canceled, unfortunately. And, well, Becky's just chuckling at this. So she's basically asking Naruto questions, things about himself, even about Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, not to look suspicious. And Naruto just gives her the truth, somewhat. And she goes, huh, interesting. So, when that happens, we do then have Naruto, um, well, see the place they're at. He's like, you, I hate that when that happens. He's like, you have to be kidding me. Abandoned water park? Wow. Hold up. Okay, so, he goes, Waterland. But, some signs are broken. Oh, man. That sucks. Anyways, so, how they get in is very simple. Naruto legit just Earth, does an Earth wall and everyone gets over. So, what this happens after basically they technically do have their clothes and such. Basically, they do change out of them. Naruto just does what he would normally do, again, change out of them. Becky just, stand there waiting for everyone. So, what I could say is this. Naruto says he's gonna look in a different location, and he has to, do something anyways. Which Becky says she's, gonna look around too. Just tell her what she needs to look for, and they just tell her a shield. She's like, right. So, she basically goes in a different direction, Naruto goes in a different direction. And, well, what Naruto does is simple. He basically goes into a, dark area, and he's like, Hades, I got a report to tell you. Which, waiting for a few minutes, and Hades comes. He goes, Naruto, please, tell me. Did you find my helm? He goes, yeah. I didn't take it, though. Well, I didn't take it back. Which he basically was about to be furious, but Naruto holds up a hand. He goes, I am going to take it back. But there's a slight complication. In which he's like, what could be the slight complication that the reason why you could not take my helm back? He goes, Ares has it. Which, he blinks. He goes, what? He goes, yeah, I know, weird. That got me thinking. Ares, the helm. Your basic helm gives the power of visibility of everything, right? Energy, senses, voice, smell, which he does not. And he's like, so while I was walking with Percy and our new member right now to this water park, I just thought maybe Ares took the Master Bolt. Just a rough guess. Which he just thinks about it. He was like, what would be that reason? He was like, well, that could be another thing. Percy had this weird dream. I mean, he was basically sleeping in, and I was already awake. The Shinigami told me to comes into Mindscape, and we, well, went into Percy's dream, and something was calling him, talking to him. The dead would tell him to wake up. So, and we knew it wasn't your voice. Do you know whoever could be powerful enough to, contact someone through dreams? Which Hades tells him about the dream, and he does. Which he goes, wait, no. There could be a possibility, but I'm not 100% sure. He goes, how so? My father. He was like, Kronos? Really? He goes, oh, yes, it could be my father. If so, then Ares might be not in control of himself, just making him being a pawn, or he does know what he's doing, but he doesn't care because he wants war. Which, basically, he nods. He was like, those are two things that actually could be possible. There's also a third option. He's just trying to recruit Percy, which he does not. He's like, gotcha. Anyways, yeah, I just wanted to report in, and I have to get back. Who knows what those three are getting into trouble without me. I feel like the parent of the group. Which Hades chuckles. Now then, he basically says, be careful, not be careful, Percy. Be careful, Naruto. We do not know what Ares is capable of if, well, he is, having helped my father. Which Naruto not. So Hades disappears back into the darkness, and, well, he basically walks away from the dark area. He walks around, but he did not know someone was watching him. Basically Becky, aka Aphrodite, if you didn't really think about it. But yeah, she was watching and hearing, but she basically walked away fairly quickly and pretended she was looking around. Which Naruto was like, hey Becky, you find anything? She goes, no. Did you? He goes, no. He's like, Hey, Naruto, do you love anyone? In which Naruto, basically was thinking when he heard that, so his thinking process stops. He looks at her, and what she can see is a sad and happy smile. He goes, it's a very difficult question for me to answer that, Becky. I did love someone. I loved someone after so long she loved me, I returned her feelings. And I had 2 children with her. But at the same time, I have a hard time understanding love. It's complicated. In which she was like, wait, 2 children? Married? But aren't we you're like 13? Which Nora was like, you know what? Just so I don't make this more complicated. Alright, so we already talked about the underworld and, to you. So, let's just say this. Greek mythology very well. She goes, somewhat. Well, he goes like, well, all the gods are real. She just blinks and she was like, wait, what? And he goes, I know. All the gods are real and, that means also chaos is real. Which she basically Baker's like, okay. Chaos is real. What does that mean with you? Which basically Aphrodite is thinking, yes, now I get to finally know. In which Naruto just sighs, like, well, I'm the son of chaos. And, I'm not really from this world. or should I say this reality altogether, in which she is generally confused and goes like, okay, look, here's the thing. I come from a world where it's killed or be killed, survival of the finish, and I'm a ninja. So let's just say this much. I I may have died somewhat. It's kind of complicated even to this day. But you know video games, what she does nod and she goes, how's that even related? He's like, well, imagine you being saved at a certain point, and then you basically get so far into a game, and you die, and then you upload your save file. That's how it was for me. My last save was when I was 16, 15 years old, and when I came for the port, I aged down to 12. Which, she was like, okay, so then how you're just on chaos? He was like, chaos energy. So, yeah. And she's like, oh. So, yeah, that's how I became the son of chaos, because I absorbed it. So, you mind not telling no one this? She was, sure. Just let me do something. In which she pokes Naruto over the forehead and he feels different. He gets like this pink glow off of him. And she smiles. She was like, thank you for telling me about yourself, Naruto Uzumaki. You are very interesting. And she does go over to Naruto and she goes, I really can't wait till you get a little bit more older. And she does kiss him on the cheek, where Naruto's face gets a little red. He's like, wait, you're, and she smiles and goes, Aphrodite. Funny enough, you're not, well, my charm didn't really work on you. Even though I've basically kept my godly aura hidden and powers hidden. Grover and Percy was glancing at me for a bit at some points. Surprisingly, you didn't. She was like, you, she goes, I won't tell Zeus. Anyways, Naruto, bye. And she just disappears in a, pink light with basically the scent of perfume in the area. He's like, a goddess just kissed me on the cheek. It was Aphrodite of all people. I'm just gonna find everyone. So basically Naruto runs over to the place, he basically senses their energy, and let's just say this. The trap happened. And, Naruto came in and saved them at the last minute when they jumped. And, yeah. Percy does say show's over. So, that's how far I got. I did technically read a little bit more, but, that'll be for later. I may restart the chapter, because I'm taking a break from my schoolwork for the rest of the day, so I'm just gonna upload this video. And, yeah, sorry, I want to just get what I read out. Anyways, I hope you guys have a nice night, day, wherever you are, and bye. And, I'm gonna basically post my what if future ideas out tomorrow. Later today. So yeah, bye everyone.